right here, Atherton West J Media.
Take a trip to my side.
Atherton West J Media. Pull up.
Good people, what's going on? This is your boy Atherton West J Media. We are coming live from Atherton West J Media Studios. And tonight on the media show, we have my new co-host Coco. Coco's World. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Coco?
Hey, y'all. I'm doing
and
good.
We also got a special guest. She's a runner, she's a trap star. We got the man behind the man. They put all that play together. We got my boy Cleanface Management in the building. So y'all sit back, y'all relax. We're gonna get into a little bit hit business. We're gonna find out what's going on. We're gonna find out how he keep finding hit makers after hit makers. So Cleanface, welcome to the media show, my boy.
Man, I'm glad to be here and really appreciate the opportunity.
Hey man, I appreciate you taking the time out, coming here and talking to us, man. First question I kind of got for you is how did you find I'm 42, so I won't mess up the little boy's name. MOOSKI. How did you find him?
It's just make the long story short. I got at that time a 16-year-old son, and he was like, "Dad, check this out." You know, my other son, he got artists. He worked with 808. He worked with other artists like Raw Young, and he got his own thing going on. And his little brother just shocked me when he said, "Dad, check this out. This is what me and my homies bumping." And then I listened to it. I'm like, "Boy, that's a smash." Like this. And I'm looking at the art. I'm like, he around 1,000 followers. I'm like, but can't nobody like sleep on talent like that. So I met up at the time. It was a gentleman named Ace, which is my partner today, who actually from deep down south Miami. He had flew MOOSKI in from Alabama and told him to let him come on down, and they sat. So they had a relationship already. And I sat down with Ace. You know, I've been in the business a long time, and I know when you got something special like that, it's got to be protected and educated. So me and Ace decided to come together. He runs a brand called Rise and Rap, a platform for new artists to get exposure. And I was looking for a brand to attach to that's like a farm for new talent. So when my son found MOOSKI, it led me to Ace, which Ace had MOOSKI.
Already.
You know what I'm saying? And then so we just came together because I've been finding talent all my life, but I felt like at this stage of the game of my life, I need to be with the next people that got that same gift, and that's Ace.
Okay. Shout out to that boy Ace. Now, MOOSKI is not the only person that you found. You also had one of the most controversial people last year was the POPP HUNNA, Corvette. He also was one of the people behind Corvette. You know what I'm saying? So how did you get associated with POPP HUNNA?
All right, I got a business partner named Shantae and Lee Mason. Lee Mason was one signed to Meek Mills. They from Philly. So we've been partners in the business a long time on the everybody struggle game. You know what I'm saying? And when they find talent, we share with each other. When I find talent, we share. So they brought Pop around. He had this record called Single. It was very big. It was a TikTok record back then. And I came aboard. They had an opportunity to do a deal. I kind of helped educate them on that deal and just stayed very close to the project. So that's actually their artist, but we family. So when you see his name in my bio, it's because we family. I don't have to manage you for us to be family. You know what I'm saying? So me and his team, we got like long history. And he's just a young brother from a very hard area in Philly. So I make sure I stay in his ear. It's a very hard game having that higher being up, down. As soon as you get in the game, here goes something else, so we can get into it.
Okay, so there was a controversy around him about something happened when he was a child, as far as like let's just snitching. I don't know how to be fake. So they say he was snitching, but he was a jit though. He was like 12, 13 years old.
That's crazy.
So what was the family's perspective, and how did y'all go? Because y'all handled it amazingly. You know what I'm saying? So what was the plan behind how y'all was gonna handle that? And did y'all know that beforehand?
But number one, we did not know it beforehand. But if I did, it wouldn't change nothing.
Right.
Because number one, it's based on how you raised what the word snitch mean anyway. You know what I'm saying? You kill one of my blood, I'm telling the police, go find you before I find you and I lose my freedom. If I know it. And if you get locked up, I'm sending somebody in the jailhouse for you. So you can call it snitching or you can call me on a manhunt, whatever you want to call it. That's just what it is.
Something got to happen.
Yeah, something got to happen. It got to be rectified until Jesus changed my heart. But with Pop HUNNA being 13, living in project housing. Now I'm from Miami. Yeah. In Miami in project housing.
You from POPP?
I'm from Carol City.
Okay.
But I grew up in Scotts. I grew up around the POPP, but I'm born and bred in Carol City. But in our project housing, if your son go to the grocery store and steal something, mom at home struggling. If he get caught, they finna tell mama, you got to go. That's part of the contract that your child can't do nothing. So here go a 13-year-old child with his mama in front of their projects. One friend come looking for one friend, he leave. Another friend come and say, oh, I heard such and such looking for me. You pull out a weapon, Pop wrestle with the weapon, trying to take it before anything happens.
Can I stop you? Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't even have to explain why a child is being held responsible for telling the police about somebody killing his friend and his mama. I have a son. Right. You know what I'm saying? And he probably mad as hell for me for saying this because, you know, he kind of abides by certain little street shit and all that. But at the end of the day, as my son, 13 and 14, if we together and his friend get fucking killed, I'm gonna tell what I'm gonna tell, because it's kind of like you putting too much responsibility on this kid. And so what is he supposed to do if he doesn't snitch? Now he's supposed to go be a killer and fuck the rest of his life up too? You're right. You see what I'm saying? Like, why are we teaching our young men that it's okay or you wrong for doing some shit that your mama told you to do? Right. Like, that's crazy. Respect them mama. And you sitting here having to explain, and I don't get involved in all this stuff that's going on. But at the end of the day, I see certain things, and I see grown ass men making comments on this situation, counseling out this little boy future. This is a young black man who has the chance to be something great, change the lives of people from his community or wherever. You know, he made an impact with his song. Like, it was an impact. And you gonna snatch all that, take all that shit away from him and leave him to be like all the other black men who out here struggling just because he did something his mama told him to do as a child. He thought, like, come on.
Which at the end of the day, it's a right thing. You know, that's why we have such a rotation of killing in our community, because you kill and everybody quiet, then you're leaving mothers to go to funerals without knowing what's going on. If y'all just fight it out. Stop all this killing. Or learn how to deal with your emotions differently.
Talk about
killing and fighting should be the last thing. Step on my Jordans in the club. I might tell you, excuse me, and you stepped on my shoes. We got to come up with a different route to deal with situations. Cats look across the room and stuff just erupt. That man could be looking past you, looking at the clock, and a dude will jump out, hey, man, this cat looking at me in the corner. Y'all stop. Man, we got to stop letting whatever this street thing is, street credibility. I don't want it.
It's holding us back as a people. You know?
So, you know, I'm happy you guys, you know what I'm saying, Coco, you're a mother, I'm happy you shared something. Now, I'm going to say this, you know what I'm saying. Me as a father, who has a young black man who is in prison, my son come home June 5th.
Thank God.
Did 10 years, you know what I'm saying. So me as a father, I understand the plight and the pain of the young black man, you know what I'm saying. I just say, when I seen it, I said, man, I feel like we can't hold grown men rules to children. At 13, you're still a child. You know, it'd be different if you was a 25-year-old nigga. You was out there thugging, handling business, and then you do something else. That was different rules. We talking about a child. This nigga can't even goddamn take care of himself. He can't even wash no clothes. Like, so I just think a lot of times, you know, we know in our community, we hold each other to a standard that we can't even live. We cannot live up to the standards we put on each other. Like, They expect you to be like you have to learn how you have to go through shit to learn how to be like you know what I'm saying. Like you gotta learn how to be solid. You gotta learn how to be a stand-up guy. You gotta learn how to be a good father. You gotta learn how to be a good provider. You gotta go through some situations, do that. So shout out to that boy Pop HUNNA, man. You know what I'm saying?
I love nephew.
All my kids, all my nieces and nephews, they ain't gave two fucks about none of that shit, and they still listening to it. You know what I'm saying? So I say so.
Corvette.
You know, so where did Corvette come from? Was that something he wrote after the first song, or was you a part of that song?
Well, I was around after I'm Single. Corvette. What happens with Pop? He's in tune with his people, meaning he's very young. He like to have fun, and every now and then, coming from Philly, sometimes he want to add what goes on in Philly to his music, because he like caught in between, you know, being young and also being mature at the same time. But Corvette was something he did totally on his own. He got quite a few of those. I think he should be one day the TikTok king if there's any award for that. This kind of hurt him and set him back mentally.
And what Vert did, kind of like, damn, Vert, like, I fuck with Vert. I understand the politics and that why Vert had to do it, but I feel like, damn, it was like Vert had to just keep his fan base, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that kind of fucked my boy up, you know what I'm saying, when Vert spoke out against it. Even though I heard the team did book and told him that they paid you for that, so legally we ain't have to take him off the song. So you know what I'm saying? But yeah, but you know.
But you use your voice when you get a big voice like that. Vert has phonetics, so his phonetics would have took whatever he said.
Yeah, exactly.
He could have said the man was 13. Chill, y'all. Or man, get me off the record. You know, that's his prerogative. Whatever he chose, I respect whatever man decision he make. But sometimes you have to really know your power and know how to use it. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
And so,
again, it's the pressure I feel like that a lot of people in the community are putting on him too. And as a people, that's why I say as a people, we gotta do better, man.
Well, you know, on the media show, you know, we straight up, we don't do all the cap. I had to speak on it, I want to speak on it, I won't live up to my integrity. So we're gonna get off there. Shout out that boy Pop HUNNA. You know what I'm saying? Hope the young black man keep moving on. Now we gotta get on somebody else that you're associated with, who also controversial. The boy Glock 9. Nah. Let me tell you something now. Now Glock 9, he from the bottom. Yeah, they're from Miami. Where he from Miami, right?
He's from Orlando.
Orlando, it's the same, but like, man, I don't know, but he really is crazy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he don't take no shit from what I see.
Right.
And he said the first thing cut in his mind. So having an artist like that, how do you control him? And I see on your Instagram you say your little brother, so that means you love him.
Oh yeah.
So how do you can you? I don't use the word control. How do you reach him?
Well, with Glock, met him at 17. So I come from the same concrete he come from. So I understand. So you help them by being there for them through their wrong and their good. You help them by when they do wrong, they can say, well, who actually tried to help me avoid this when they wake up? So no matter who it is, it could be Glock, anybody, if I see you going down a destructive path, whether you listen to me or not, truth is like a ghost. When you hear the brick wall, truth begins to come through the wall and talk to you. And it tells you remember such and such said? Because I was that same kid that when grandma tried to tell me, girl, you don't know, my mama tried to tell me, when the old school dude under the tree tried to tell me, soon as I hit the wall, I had voices in my head and it was truth. So with Glock, he just know I'm there for him regardless, but I also know that he live in a predatory environment. And when you got to adapt to your environment, it is what it is. And I watched how when I met Glock, everybody that was around Glock at that time, he would not let me be around him if he couldn't bring all his people. He came to the door, want him and my people. It could be New York, it could be Miami, it could be whatever. It can cost so much, I don't care. If you want to deal with me, you got to deal with my people. And as soon as he got a check, he spent out on his people as a young kid. So most of the people that he has issues with was people that he actually was like this with. So I was there to see this, like, what happened? All these dudes had to do is wait their turn. And then it just turned bad. But now, if you sit down with Glock, most people don't learn this fast. He only 19, 20, just had a recent birthday. But because of the trouble, you're going to sit down, you're going to see a water gun on the internet now. Because you're sitting down now, he's concerned about his daughter. He's concerned about playing on the game, staying out the streets. But he had to go through it. Well, what if I was that guy that was like, oh, somebody charge your boy, go wet him up, Glock. If I added to it, or I could have been the person that was silent and watched him wreck. So he remember, big bro, I'm there for you, man. I'm gonna give you a better way, but just let you go ahead, and I'm gonna do what I can to protect them in the meantime.
So as a talent, somebody who out here getting the talent, right? Where did the Florida resurgence come from? For a while, Florida was silent. Now Florida back bubbling. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people coming out of Florida. You know, one of my personal favorites. He crazy as fuck too, Kodak. I love Kodak. He throw me out sometimes, but musically, the nigga's a motherfucker.
He's a hit maker.
He's a hit maker. He says and do some crazy shit. Shit he said the other day while he missed Trump. Hey, you know. But hey, but
so
if a nigga got me out the fed, I'll miss
It's
you.
so funny to me.
But as a talent evaluator, what did Florida resurgence come from?
Well, I think that that if you watch music, when you got to be, let's say, cut for how the music industry wants you to be, we create superstars that last forever. I've been, and this is my 31st year in the music business for all those young brothers listening. 31 years, started in '89. But I watched the music industry. We have one superstar come out of Miami used to be every decade. That's why you only have two hands for when you think about the history of hip hop. Now you're starting to see them all over. The music industry got so, as well as Instagram, I don't want to like to use the word ignorant, but anything goes. My state, Florida, it's an anything goes state. And it's easy for anything goes artists to come out of that melting pot because people want to hear who can talk the most gun, who can talk the most dope, who can talk the most, this a B or H, who can talk the most foreign stuff. And we just happen to be part of that culture that's doing the most.
Right.
But when it changed back to, or as it's steady changing back to, you got to have content. You're going to see that this thing start rising back, going all the way up, and then we're going to go right back to a big name every 10 years, every 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's like people making music from what they see and what they see others do.
Right.
And we can do real good at that.
Yeah, y'all really can. Another thing I noticed about Florida music is like Florida people are very unapologetic about who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all could be the most lively, ratchet, hood, but y'all could also be the most charismatic, caring, like good people. But y'all unapologetic about like the, you know what I'm saying? Like one of my personal favorites from Florida, you know, Plugs. Of course, I think T-Pain is a goat. He get the respect he does. There's another little boy from Florida, the one with the funny hair, got another song with Pooh Shiesty on there. What it is? What's it called?
Spot 'em got 'em.
Spot 'em got 'em. Yeah. Spot 'em got 'em. So it's like, so I'm like, dang. Like, cause you know, you've been in the game for 31 years, right? For a long time, you know, the South, you know, they thought about Floyd, thought about Luke, Poison Clan, Trick busted the door with the gangster shit, let everybody know that this shit really real. I'm a certified nigga. Then Ross came. Then after Ross, it was kind of like an eye for a minute. No disrespect nobody, no other people, but I just gotta call about what I feel. After Ross, that was just,
you right.
You feel me? Then Plies. Right? You after Plies went back. Then you had Kodak. Right. And I feel like Kodak bust on the door for all the younger guys. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because the way that y'all lingo and y'all look down there, it's something new and fresh to the United States. You've been seeing it. I'm an Atlanta nigga.
I've been seeing gold teeth.
Gold teeth, you know, so I know that.
Forever.
But when I go to other places, People don't look like us.
Right,
They don't talk like us. So I feel like, by Atlanta having that range, like, Atlanta, we bring, like, not on Atlanta, I'm just saying, like, the South is showing the world that our culture and our diversity. So speak on that, by you being in the game for 31 years, did you ever see the game getting to where it's really now is Southern dominated? You know what I'm saying, for the numbers and everything.
Right. Well, I came up, let's say Africa Bambaataa, Public Enemy, X-Clan. And you look at music is just the chronicles of our life.
Yeah.
At that time, it was a good little time from the time we were picking cotton. So when you had that up there, you had Outkast here. They was giving you a different version of a government struggle, a hood struggle that they seen, and they went pop with it. Jay-Z and them did the same thing. They gave us the street. They went pop with it. So it went from that African Bambaataa era to the gangster LA era, gangster music. Then pop kind of ushered in gangster the thug. And in between that was New York and Atlanta, giving you their lifestyle for you to learn from you to live by. And then somewhere in there, Miami came with Booty Shake, and then Atlanta came with Crunk. And then now it settled down somewhere, and then artists started popping up with, it became you had to be original like Luda, original like Missy. You had to have some type of originality to come in the game.
Right.
Then now it's everybody need to look the same. Everybody got to have on the same jeans, the same chain, the same tattoo, the same colored hair. It's like everybody the same. Nobody is different.
The rapper started it.
Right. So now down here in the South, I think we just have it done became one of the most traveled places too. From Atlanta on down, it's one of the most traveled places. So now people get a chance to see the culture as you mentioned earlier, and you want to be a part. I didn't know people could be mean and cool at the same time when you come to the South.
Yeah,
and then they go back home with it.
Like, people outside saying, a lot of folks don't take no shit. But y'all got them nice as fuck. Y'all got respect.
Yeah.
Say, nah.
You're going to get your most handshakes and waves in the A.
Boy, Lord. But if you violate, we demonstrate. That's how we do. All you got to do is watch the news in Atlanta. You going to see Atlanta play no motherfucking game. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, Atlanta type of, you can meet a motherfucker, you be at their house, their wife be cooking you dinner, y'all chilling, and you disrespect him in any kind of way. Nigga,
gotta go.
Put him on the door.
And one thing I like about the South is, and I don't get it twisted. I love New York, I love everywhere. But you think about the South, you can go from J. Cole, to Trick Daddy, to Outkast, to T.I., to Jeezy, to Pop 'em Got 'em, to goddamn Kodak, the Plies, to, like this.
Future.
Future. Goddamn. Everybody different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that would change the game because I felt like it's my personal opinion.
Right.
I felt like New York got too cocky and everybody started coming with the same format and there was no originality no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think what changed the music game, like you were saying, everyone in the South is more original. You know what I mean? And now, how do you feel about other cultures? And I said, I know artists come to you all the time trying to get you to sign them, right? How do you tell them artists like, you're not original no more?
Well, let's say I got my own thing that I like to attach myself to.
Right.
So, Plows was my first artist coming home from prison in 03. Got put Plows in a situation in 06. Now, why did I choose Plows? Because when I first met him, when he let me hear what he was doing, I was like, boy, I could feel that. I don't care what you do, but if you just doing something for my ears, I can't put my heart and attention in it. You could touch my heart on some gangster. You could touch my heart on some R&B. You could touch my heart on some country. If you could touch my heart, I believe you could touch millions of hearts. Because I know what I am. Once you get in an empty room, I'm like everybody else. I got bills like everybody else. I got struggles like everybody else. So if you could touch me, when people decide that they ready to take off the makeup and just chill and get into who they are, you're going to be able to touch them too. And that's the people that I'm going after. And Plows had that vibe. Artists that come around without the vibe, it's hard for me to connect. I done missed out on a lot of money because I didn't attach to the ear music. So if it's Plies with he just had like just so many hits, man, from Shorty to everything else. You felt it. Ball Grease is somebody that I met in 03 when I came home. We still together. From 03 to 2021, 18 years. It took us 15 years to get Nice and Slow and Best Life with Duval and Snoop. To even get the doors to open up for 15 years. You know.
That was the incident with him where he got shot. I remember, right?
Who that?
Ball Grease.
No, he never got shot.
Okay, that was a rumor.
Yeah, he never got shot.
Okay.
That boy, he had them dress. He lived his life like that. He go to the studio, home, drink, chill.
Okay. Okay.
So this is an off the wall question I wanted to ask. Well, two, really.
No problem.
One, Cleanface. Where did the name come from? Like.
Okay. When I came home from prison, they called me Green Cheese. They said, man, the man got a lot of old money done molded. So it went from Green Cheese Management. I had my son. I had a business partner that we was 50-50.
Yeah.
We middleman. We booking concerts. We was putting 10,000 on top on $100,000 deals. So I get a call from 50 Cent Camp, the Lighty family. They said, man, how you got all these dates? We heard about you. Thank you for XYZ. So the number he told me was not the number that was amongst me and my partner.
Right.
So now I'm finding out my partner was putting 10,000 on top of the 10,000 we was making. So I'm getting 5, you getting 5, plus you getting 10. So I'm like, oh man, this man done made my face dirty out here. You know, they wondering why I'm promoting the way that I'm promoting. It's because I'm paying this amount of money. He told me you got 50 Cent plus the whole G unit, and you could promote this way. They hit me with, no, that ain't what he bought. He bought Buck.
Right.
And what's the other one was with 50? Lloyd Banks. I ain't even have 50. So I got all these arenas locked in for 50 Cent. And I had to rebuild myself. So I cut ties with him, named my company Cleanface. Because my face, I ain't do nothing wrong, but it's still out the face of it. And I just been keeping it that way.
Now you want to know, I don't know if you know, I'm looking to the camera and tell you. When they told me your name was, I said, oh, no, I know exactly what that means. It mean home out here keeping it fake. They ain't gonna tell you that all you need to know about me, what kind of nigga I am. You know what I'm saying? I knew what it meant.
I was close to what you said. That's kind of what I was thinking.
So,
Biggz, you a fool.
And I live by that, man. I'd rather pay you and lose, keep my face clean, because it didn't hurt me. None of the losses I took didn't hurt me to keep my face clean.
That's good.
How did you transition? Okay, see, this is the thing that how you transition from, you know, you've been in the chain gang. We call it chain gang. What y'all call it now?
Chain gang,
prison. So how you how you had the willpower to say, man, I get out there, motherfucking man. I'm goddamn going to shit, man. I'm gonna stick with this shit. You think if you didn't have that paperwork put up, it would have been easier, or it wasn't about the money, it was about the willpower to decide?
The truth be told, remember I say they said I got money. I ain't had nothing. I had a bicycle riding from Carrie to catching the bus to South Beach to work. But I had, God bless me, to get lesser time in South Carolina. I had 25. God ended up just letting me have 6. When I was facing life in some town here in Georgia, about an hour and a half away, God blessed me to beat that. So I kept going back to the streets every time I beat a case. That third one, when they gave me 15 mandatory, it was signed and sealed. I said, God, if you ever give me a chance so I could just get out there and tell these young brothers it's real in it, and if you ever give me a chance to be broke out there, instead of rich in there mean you had $45 a week to eat snacks. I was rich in there.
Getting diabetes.
Right. So I said, God, I don't want to be rich in here. I want to be broke out there. Right. And when he touched the appellate court, and the appellate court gave me a second shot, that was my third miracle. I said, just let me get out. And when I got out, the test came. When I finally got a car, it was a luxury car. But I ended up losing my condo, sleeping in it on South Beach. I ended up having to have a crack in my window because I couldn't run my gas all night, and the sandflies would come in and eat me up.
See, I love that part of the game. Now, I love because that build a character that you have to go through certain struggles like that. Definitely. I wouldn't do them as a young nigga from 20, from 16. It took me till about 21 to figure it out, but I wouldn't do it. I was a broken nigga in my neighborhood. I shot at my boy Snake. He used to have to buy me clothes sometimes, buy me something to eat. Goddamn, I kept fucking But I had to sleep in people's yard. My daddy said, boy, I gotta make you a man. If I make you a boy, you'll never survive. He put me out till I can't come back in the house no more. I was like, what? So I'm sleeping in my part of yard. On God, I'm sleeping in my part of yard. And one day I figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I went to work, went down the road. It's like every black nigga now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to prison and get your. I don't know, shit's crazy how they do it. But when I came over Chain Gang, I told myself, I said, I don't give a fuck what I do. I would not fumble like that again. And you know what I'm saying? Knock on wood. 23 years, was going to be 22 years later. As you can see, I'm doing I for myself. But listen, but I had to go through them struggles. I had to lose. I had to hit the bottom. I feel like I tell my son, I tell all my partners, like, bro, if you ain't went through that struggle, then you not gonna understand how hard and how much willpower and desire you have to make it. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be like, this shit's easy. I can look at you and tell you it ain't been easy. But you bust your ass. I say just like, nigga, everybody PPP and doing all, I want to do all this shit. But it's like,
I feel like I'm
I don't like black and white. Nothing. If it ain't right, I don't like black and white.
I'm a fair nigga. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of times when the world was stacked against me and they said it wasn't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? A year ago, next month, you know what I'm saying? You know, this was a dream of mine to open up a studio. You know what I'm saying? You know, with no capital. All I had was a dream. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't afraid, you know what I mean? And then I had to learn, and it took me a year to learn how to even run a business. You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm starting another business. But it took me a year wasting all my money to be able to figure out how to run a business. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate people like you coming in here, you know what I'm saying, you know, giving us the real side of the game. And not because you could easily say, when I came from prison, I had $200,000-$300,000. You know, because niggas tell you that bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? But see, niggas ain't gonna tell you how you had to sleep in the car. See, I tell niggas, you know what I'm saying, I went from, I started bidding, it was some nights, you know what I'm saying, you know, I had to pay my payroll, but when I got home, my wife was talking shit to me because I paid my payroll. Right, you know what I'm saying? But I had to keep that integrity. I had to keep that shit though. You know, it wasn't that my, you know, like, you know, it wasn't that we was in the fuck. It's just the fact that shit was tight. Right. But I had to learn how to win. And I think a lot of times when you're around successful people like yourself, I'm soaking a game from you and other people. I know it's like what I'm doing is right. I'm gonna win. It just takes time sometimes. Right. Like Bob Reed, you talking about Bob Reed, this shit, you see I got loud, you told me that. I ain't know to that man 15 years. Right. So that's how dedication you gotta have in the industry. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it took 2 Chainz, he was 37.
Right. To get noticed. Just to get noticed.
Just to get noticed. So, now we gotta get this.
I want to thank you because you answered my second question. I was gonna ask you about your faith and your spirituality because I noticed on your page, you know, you do have a lot of times where I watch some of the videos and I love it. I love like God, I love it. And I wanted to ask you, I was gonna ask you was that something that you've had your whole life or did you go through struggles but you kind of answered my question.
I had 2 generational curses that had to be broken. When I was 1 month old, some guys jumped on my father. He killed one of them, and he ended up getting a life sentence. So the governor let my father out when he was so sick that he was finna die. So I spent 50 days with him. But in those 50 days, I can remember when he was in prison, he used to preach so good in prison that a dude with a life sentence, they let leave the prison, go to a church, eat dinner, come back to a prison with a life sentence. So I just remember those things about my dad, and then he gave me his Bible that he did all that time with. So when I ended up going to prison, so this is a generational curse. He did 15 off the life sentence, got out, and went back. My mom ended up catching a 15-year sentence for heroin here in Atlanta. This is actually with my last name. This is where we from. We from Atlanta. I was here when kids used to have to walk around the school for a bat, scared to get kidnapped, and they blame the
Wayne
black people
Reed.
for that. You know, so that's when I was here. So my mom caught 15. My daddy caught life, did 15, went back. My last sentence was 15. My mom did 5 on 15. I did 5 on 15. So when I learned that there was a such thing called a generational curse, I was like, God, none of mine going back. None of mine coming here. But whatever he did with my daddy in the word, it came to me. It was a generational blessing to get the word, but I learned it behind bars. You know, I really learned it behind bars, and I learned it by catching so much time. And voodoo didn't work, money didn't work, the best lawyer didn't work. It was after I called on Jesus' name that things began to change. So when you call on him, I don't care how raggedy you try to go live your life and run off, he's still gonna find his way to just remind you, and you just not gonna be able to forget what he did. You ain't. It just that's just what I can't even control it. It's just that when you get desperate, you call on him, he come in you. Now you can go back to the club, go smoke, drink, go chill while doing it, but he ain't forgot.
You still here.
You know, you still his. He still love you, and he gonna use your mistakes for somebody else's success.
Yes. You giving me chills. I love stories like yours. Like, I love it. You know, like, I've been through some stuff, and I love hearing when people tell their testimonies, you know, through their life story, and you see how it's changed them, because I know the feeling. And it's a whole, like, for people, if you ain't experienced it before and walk with God, and he done helped you through some stuff, if you ain't experienced it, man, missing out on something amazing. So I love your story, man, for real. I really do.
Okay, we gonna get into stuff everybody want to know about you. It's a segment show. I ask everybody come on my show. It's a question I ask, find out if you're a real nigga.
Perfect.
First question: fried chicken or baked chicken?
Baked chicken now, because I'm 50 this year. But it was fried chicken today from J. Crickets or something today.
J.R. Crickets?
Yeah, it was fried chicken today, but I felt like I was
Did you
cheating.
get the hot sauce on it?
I had got half lemon pepper, half barbecue.
Yeah.
See, as a nigga, you gonna do what? Taking fried chicken away from a nigga, it's like taking away a nigga foot. You know what I'm saying? They gonna fight together. Okay, now, collard greens or cabbage?
I just had collard greens at Biggz.
Yes.
Okay, this nigga been around the city. He had them spit ox.
I just had,
You
and I
not
had
even see.
strawberry banana.
Now I believe you really from Atlanta. Cause you know about Big Daddy. You fuck come to the city, don't know nothing about Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying? Let me use that one on Old National.
Yeah, and I went looking for This Is It too.
Yeah, okay, this is it.
Oh, you went to all. So you ain't on no diet or nothing, is you?
I mean,
You
when I come
you
to the
messing
A,
all the way up.
when I come to the A, I forget all about that.
Yeah, we eat good.
I see
I come to
you
the A,
going
man,
to
I
all
don't
the
even play,
good
man.
spots. You ain't good.
We eat good in the hood.
You know, they robbed us in Miami for all our soul food spots.
For real?
Because a lot of us sold them for the bag. We got a couple. We got Trick Daddy, thank God.
Yeah, Trick Daddy
We got
like that.
Lorna's and we got Finger Licking. But we used to have a slew of them like you got in the A. So I reminisce.
Okay, so we gotta get into now I say so.
Busy bee.
Oh, Busy Bees, my staff went yesterday.
Now
Last night as a
I
matter
fuck
of fact.
Busy Bee, but you gotta have your checkbook ready and going now. You have a small loan available. You might need a PPP. Okay, that's how what it really did was $96. And I'm gonna keep saying it on this damn show.
For rice and gravy.
Goddamn, man, I got fried chicken. I got mashed potatoes. Now I got fried chicken and rice, cabbage and mac and cheese and extra cornbread.
I remember you could get a plate from Busy Bee for like $8.99.
The fried chicken plate $24.
Man, they used to have a soul food spot here that Outkast used to mention all the time. I used to go there all the time.
Q-Time.
No, it was by Martin Luther King Church.
It's Q-Time, across the street.
But what was it before that?
Or Santrell.
I'm gonna figure it out because it's in their music.
Santrell.
But I used to get off the highway.
Santrell, you got Santrell, Q-Time, and the Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, shout out to
Say-
Beautiful.
say-
They say something.
See,
They go to
that's
the Beautiful.
Right.
You don't need a lot of money. I can take everybody.
Give you plate to run over
I can
you.
take everybody to the Beautiful. $50, we all eat good, man. And we get a drink.
Beautiful. Man, I've been trying to
Now,
think of that
the
name so long.
And the Beautiful over there on K now. Go holler at them. Tell them Big Bus. My cousin work there. What's up,
Oh,
Diane?
Beautiful still around?
They're still around.
I got to go. Salute them, man.
Then we gotta get into now I think it's a dessert, yams or peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler.
Yeah, that's because I can't have both sweets. So I'm eating my food.
Is yams a dessert or a side item? A side dish.
Oh, it's a side to me.
It is a side. Yams?
Anything you put sugar on is dessert.
You can't.
You right.
Yams is
You
a
right that
vegetable.
way.
You can't say that because
Yeah.
people put sugar on grits and rice.
Tomatoes are fruit.
So sweet potato is what a yam is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
a
then the
side.
sugar and the butter
Yeah.
is okay. I got you.
Unless you make a sweet potato pie, that's
Yeah.
a dessert.
See, it's a dessert. Oh, black folks, we confused by a lot of shit I see. Okay, now, what's your favorite? What's your go-to soul food spot? I think we kind of know it. You know what I'm saying? You say, what's your favorite go-to soul food spot? Every time you see, you gotta go hit it.
I would have to give it to Big Daddy, and let me tell you why. This was my first time getting a chance coming through the back door. I came through the back door. He gave MOOSKI the hug and gave MOOSKI the anointed blessing. And the man face that's on the promo, the man face that's cooking it. But I saw meat everywhere. I say, this food gonna go bad. I said, but this place is not gonna finish. It had so much food. I just say how organized he was. To move that much inventory in a day, it's like almost
Unheard of.
like it's like the kitchen came this way, then that way, then went that way, and everything was piled up, trays everywhere, food being delivered. And then they say, when I said, now he got 4 of them. I'm like, man, this brother here had to develop a system.
Yeah.
So only because I went through the back though, and see his operation and saw his anointing MOOSKI, I was like, man, yeah, this is my spot here.
So now I can't. Now you use the ask. I'm gonna ask you this. Now I would ask Future. So your favorite. I'm gonna allow that Future's the king. You know what I'm saying? That's who I think the greatest artist of all time, besides Outkast is. So what's your favorite Future album?
My favorite Future album. I can tell you my favorite. I got so many favorite Future songs. I like his Stick song. I like his Perk song.
Yeah.
I like his Pluto. Like I actually been on tour with Future when he was doing smaller venues like the House of Blues, and it made me even more of a fan because the man moved like a professional. From when he made They Don't Even Know with Rocco to his very first. After that,
I heard he moved very
professional.
militant. He's very professional. He's nothing like what you would think. He's very professional. He's humble. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's my one of my dreams.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so we'll say Pluto is his favorite album. Now I gotta ask you about the Kings. Favorite Outkast album.
Southern Playalistic Music.
Southern playlist. Kind of like funky music.
Yeah. My favorite. That's that Outkast album with the loud green, the loud blue. At that time, I was able to meet his producers. At that time, who the brothers was? Huh? Organized Noise. I got a chance to go meet them, and I saw how they was living. These brothers had waterfalls and big boulders and ponds, living off of production at that time. But 2 young niggas in the Cadillac, that song, that was me and my brother's theme song.
The reason why I asked it because in order to be in the Atlanta culture, to come like you know what I'm saying, you have to have an idea of what we think. So if I came to Florida, I expect you to ask me about Plug, Trick Dad, Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? So now the last question I asked everybody come on my show and nobody was exempt, right? When you in Atlanta, which side of town got the best place?
The best PUSS one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I would tell you this. Me being a short guy,
Yeah.
I go, whatever Magic City side is, me and my brothers had timed myself from Miami to Kentucky. Make sure our hours be nighttime, Magic City.
On Monday.
But I needed the tallest one in the room.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, God. I was just about to say, what then the short guy got to do with it?
Because if you tall and you put on them shoes,
yeah.
you like a tower.
Yeah, see, whatever that mean, I'm a man. What that mean, I'm about to mean a short nigga. I want a challenge. Put on those 6-inch heels, baby. Let me chop you down. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I know.
Would have thought of it.
That's downtown. Right? He said downtown got the best coach. Now, Big I'm going to take him to what 2 Chainz on. That Garvey Road. That Old National. That Riverdale.
Right.
That Clayton County. That Zone 3. That Southwest Atlanta. They bring good puss out there. Where you was at, it was so much puss around you didn't even know it. Good out there. Now, you know I'm having the marriage. I don't get those. But I love putting niggas on game. So if you ever get a chance, go out there to the Rafe. What's our 2 Chainz club out there? Escobar Lounge.
I want to say shout out to 2 Chainz restaurant. I ate there last night. Escobar Seafood on for Edgewood.
Yeah.
I went there last night. I went there the night before. And I was proud of him because the last time I came, I went to some hip hop spot that he had to do promo. But shout out to 2 Chainz for moving the way that he moved. Now I understand on Instagram we had all these property taxes bills showing people why y'all buying chains, but I owe so much in property tax in Atlanta.
That's a good blessing to have.
Yes,
See, I didn't understand. I was around with my rich homies, and I'm telling you that I came over. I was like, man, you know, man, look chicken strip, man, trying to run through all my money. He said, man, you ain't getting no money, but bitch, gonna run through all your money. So shit like that, he was like, damn. No, bitch, take 2 Chainz down. Like, y'all got chain, nigga. Nigga, all this money, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't getting no damn money. You know, that ain't nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, look to that camera and give out your information where they can find you. Any artist want to see some information, you know what I'm saying? Once you check them out, look to that camera, give it to them.
Just Cleanface, you can check me out at Cleanface _management on Instagram. Cleanface _B on Twitter. And I'm going to give you a phone number, 323-244-1859. If you're serious and you got passion about your craft, then we ought to be in business.
Now, let me ask you a question. I know artists out there, right? I think they got talent. Could I send them to you?
You definitely can send them to me.
Now, what do they need to have? Because
He told you he got feelings in his spirit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because they might be telling, but they may not have the biting type, or they might not, you know, it's some shit. So, what's the one thing you look for in an artist?
Well, I try to look and make sure that's what God called them to do. I don't care what type of music it is. I just want to know if that's what you're supposed to be doing. I don't want you to do it just because things are tough. I can't get into, if you're going to hustle the game. Because music is an art, man. It has so many ways that it can help us. I don't even care if you the shoot up guy. Just take the art serious. You know, that's all. I just need you to take it serious. Because I really don't have the time no more. I can imagine if I say I want to do another 15 years, I'd be 65. So I need you to take it serious the day that we meet and it's go time.
So you gotta have passion, you gotta have desire, you gotta have work ethic. Now, Mr. Cleanface, I thank you so much for coming on the show. I just want to know if anything else West J Media could do. Anytime you're in the city, hit us up. We'll bring the cameras out. You know what I'm saying? We'll get some footage or whatever. That'll help us too. So we thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. No, it was a pleasure and an honor to be able to sit down with you and interview you. Thank you for making time for this. And
10 seconds. God, I just ask that you bless this business. God, that you bless the people under this roof. You bless the people that go in and out of this roof. And bless them, Father God, to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I want to tell you something. That the first time we had somebody pray for us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you know we working. We'll see you next week, good people. We out.
Here, African West J Media.
Take a trip to my side.
African West J Media.